Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here, Hoppy Easter. First off, we have done the upgrade sessions for Punk Shock and Frino. Did those of course because they're also Spring Edition Skylanders. What I mean by that, they are available in your Easter egg packaging as most of you refer to it. Technical name for that Spring Edition for what it's worth. That said, the big draw, the main catch, for that series is, in my opinion, Springtime Trigger Happy. He is an in-game variant, that's why I have it not paused right now so you can kind of check him out there. The way the figure looks, the pastel colors, the pink, the purple, the blues, your typical Easter hues, that's what Trigger Happy looks like in the game as I kind of move him around here. The other big perk, just like with Jolly Bumble Blast, you actually get a special hat, this one being the Springtime hat. I believe it is plus 40 on the health and plus 12 on the speed. That makes Trigger Happy move insanely fast. As you can see there, he's sitting at 62 right now as opposed to his typical 50. Let's see here. I think what I'm going to do with, the Newlanders, Frino, Punk Shock, Zulu, Slobbertooth, all those guys, Scorp. What I'll do, is have 3 videos, base upgrades, Path 1 and Path 2. Those basically constitute the 3 videos. You can see everything you need to see. I'm still kind of not sure on the Series 2s and Series 3s if I might break it down and follow that format or just kind of make a run through. What I am sure of is this is Springtime Trigger Happy. He is special. By that I mean he's an in-game variant, as you can see here. And I am going to actually just do all his stuff in one session. I know this character extremely well. The path I'm going to take him down is Golden Frenzy. Golden Money from my research, Golden Money bags from my research in Giants. Probably the better path damage-wise, but in terms of the way I play the game, it's just way more fun for me to use his primary attack pretty much exclusively. And it gets some crazy stuff like Golden Yamato Blast just has to charge forever. Not a huge fan of his tertiary attack or the Soul Gem. That's why the Wow Pals are really cool for the characters that had kind of funky Soul Gems like Infinite Ammo. That's neat, but I mean, I was just never a fan of the Gatling gun, machine gun concept with this character, if you will. That said, the main draw, and if you've watched anything I do, why would I buy a Series 2 or 3? I've got the other one. I have Legendary Trig. I have Series 2 Trigger Happy. I don't need the one on a rocket. Well, what they do, it's the exact same character, but you've got the new Wow Pal. So in Giants he had a Wow Pal, but now he's got a different Wow Pal. It's called Rocket Ride. It's going to be what we end with. It should be a complete blast. That said, his primary attack, it's the Golden Pistols Classic, one of the best known in Skylands. 13 damage there. The crazy thing is I'm just slowly pressing it. You saw 20, so 13 to 20. But you can just, rapid fire this however you want, and it's very quick, very efficient, and it only gets better. Lob Golden Safe is his secondary attack. There we go. 35 there. Let's see if we can get a critical number for you. 53, so 35 to 53. Main thing we want to note though, 13 to 20 on the gun right now. So we'll come in here to fully upgrade a Series 3 or Series 2 Skylander. You're going to need 12,288. Crud. I think I was thinking of the what is it called? Swappers, I think, whenever I came up with this. Don't know if there's anything else I can do here. It's not a lot of money we need, but the dummies have kind of been taxed. Well, you'll get some bonus content here, so I'm already recording. I'm not going to stop. That makes it awkward and it takes longer to edit, so let's just come in here and solo survival and super hungry gobble pod. This will be Springtime Trigger Happy, completely box stock, there's a good look at the hat actually. You can see the Easter egg there. But completely unplanned, and we're just going to see how well he does box stock in probably the first stage of this challenge, and we should have enough money. We are going for 12,288. So.
Survive. Ready.
The thing is, I'd burned out all the cash, you know, so anyway, we'll just open a couple of these up. That'll help us out. Actually, I'll let the chompies come over here so we can get more money. One coin, I mean. Anyway, let's just obliterate these games.
No time to rest. Keep fighting.
Probably level up before it's 7. But mainly we're looking for the food thief at the end. You get to hear the hilarious laughter that is Trigger Happy's signature trademark. I thought I saw a spell poke, which I know there's not any at this point, but I honestly thought that I'd seen him. I mean, even though he doesn't do great damage, I mean, you get the feel for what he is capable of just because of the speed of these things. I guess I should spice it up a little bit for you. So you get the idea. Take care of these two guys, get our money, and get out.
Bonus stage.
Oh! So I guess, Cobblepot got me. This guy better cough up. That should do it, I hope. Yes, just barely, just barely. So, grab this XP.
So many enemies.
Let's eat the pizza too. There we go. I think we're ready to go. So, he's got 12,311, which is just enough. We're gonna go back to Woodboro. There we go. Let me check the frames. 659. Yeah, we're still good. So. Again, I'm still in the creaking chair. I call it that because it literally creaks anytime you move, stand up, sit down, adjust, you know, sneeze, anything. So, this is probably the most annoying cutscene in the game. You can skip it, but by the time you can skip it, it's like taking forever anyway. And then ultimately what happens is the game kind of like lags up and slows down, and then it's actually faster to just go ahead and watch it. So I've kind of learned that over the times here. Anyway, we sort of have everything that we need. You'll have to hear Golden too. Apologies. You skip him too, but it's not until that point in time. Alright, so 13 to 20, and what were the safes at? 35 to 53, I think. Anyway, it's not a big deal. I'll have it documented. Golden Supercharge 320 is the price. Hold Y to charge up your golden pistols, then release to fire a bullet that does extra damage. To be honest, I don't even use that very often. But note all my prices with the 18 wing sapphires for that 36% discount. Alright, next up we'll go ahead and grab Pot of Gold for 448. Throw a Pot of Gold, which deals increased damage. Bouncing, wait, that's Golden Mega Charge. To get that, but we will get this one. Golden Machine Gun, this is tertiary attack, 768. Hold X to activate Golden Machine Gun and swivel its aim using the left analog stick. We'll back out of here, and then we'll pick up that last one. Pick the path, take it from there. So, what we have here, I'll go ahead and do the tertiary attack first, since I'm like not a big fan of it. You press it, you get 16 to 24, and it's over like that. However, you can, in all honesty, at this point in time, by the time I've started to rotate it, it's out of ammo. So, 16 to 24 there. The Pot of Gold now, let's take a look at what it's doing. 45, so 35 has become 45 plus 10 there. We should see a critical at some point in time. I don't know what it is. Rhino and Punk Shot, particularly Punk Shot, took me forever to get critical numbers. Guess we'll try a different dummy. That one's not wanting to cooperate. Nor is this one. Jeez. Now there's a critical number in there. It's just a question of why I don't see it. This gives you an idea how rare the criticals can be, and then sometimes you'll like string 3 out of 4 criticals together. So 68, thank you, 45 to 68. What else did we buy? I showed you the tertiary, the secondary. He's still going to do 13 to 20 from the gun, but if we charge it, that was 50. Let me get where you have a view. 50. Doesn't take too terribly long, let's count. Basically like a second. You know, so now the question is, what is the critical number here? He's having a great time. That means it's all worthwhile. He doesn't care that we're not getting critical numbers, he just wants to shoot some stuff. Good grief, this is taking forever. Well, you surely know by now 50 is definitely the standard number. You can move around. He's still pretty dadgum fast. It's just buzzing at me now. Ooh, that looked bigger. Let's see. Get out of my way, sheep. Can't kill. 50 still. Let me get one to go all the way and buzz at me. There we go. 90, so maybe that's the trick. As soon as it's ready, it'll shoot out a 50, but if you take the time, where it gets round ball like that, it'll do 90. Maybe that's why we weren't seeing it, so. Alright, so 1 Mississippi, it's ready to go. There's your 50. And then check this out, when it gets to be a slightly bigger ball, right now, it'll do a 90 at that point in time. Let's try to count that. Basically 5 seconds, it'll do a 90. So take that for what it's worth, you know. 50 to 90, I'll go ahead and call it that, and if you want the higher number, you just need to charge it longer. Good chance that 50 might actually at some point kick out a critical, but I'm assuming that holding down is going to make the difference. Now we have golden mega charge. Things get even crazier now. Charge up your golden pistols longer to do even more damage. So I'll do a quick one, and then we will do the 5-second one, and then I'll try holding it even longer. Again, golden Yamato, you really have to, you know, hold out on that one. So that's the final upgrade down bouncing bullet, or golden frenzy, I should say. Alright, speaking of Golden Frenzy, we're going to take that path. Further develop Trigger Happy's Golden Pistol attacks. We're going to take that one. If it makes you feel better with Big Bang Trigger Happy, the standard one, I'll probably go ahead and take him down Golden Money Bag. So stay tuned for that, but right now we're only concerned about this. We'll go ahead and pick it up here, and then I'll just buy everything when we come back. So, alright, what we bought, we can charge it even longer. Let's see, we've got our 13 and our 20. And then, instant charge, still doing 50. Okay, so now, okay, 1 Mississippi, and I'm shooting out a 50. Then 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. I'm shooting out a 90. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. 5 seconds, we're good grief, shooting out a 210. So 50, 90, 210, roughly 1 second for 50, 3-second charge for 90, 5 seconds for 210. I'm just going to do 10 seconds now for the heck of it. 5 Mississippi. There's 10 seconds. I'll hold it a little bit longer. 210. So 50, 90, 210. You get the idea. It's crazy. You do have to hold it, but the good news is he's still fairly quick. He slows down just a tad when it gets that big. But I mean, 210. That will eradicate a lot of enemies. We'll come in now and we actually start the path. All that is his base upgrades. You've got Supercharge, which basically makes 50 to 90. Golden Mega Charge, which makes it 50, 90, 210. Pot of Gold, which went to something higher. I can't quite remember. And then Golden Machine Gun, yeah, you know, what was it, 1622. Anyway, Happiness as a golden gun is the first upgrade down the Golden Frenzy path. Golden pistols deal increased damage. This is just like standard fare. It does change the look of the pistols, so keep that in mind if you're an aesthetics person. We'll go ahead and buy that. Let's just do these one at a time. You can see the change in the guns there. He looks even more hysterical now. Let's, alright, where we were doing 13 to 20 standard, we're going to do 15 to 23. So, not a huge deal. Let's go ahead and charge it, make sure that's the same. 1 second, 50, Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3, Mississippi, 100. Okay. Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3, Mississippi, 100 again. Let's do a 5 second. And we didn't get to see the number because of the recoil. So 5 Mississippi. 180, that's down. Huh, you gotta be kidding me. That's odd. Very odd. 140. $220, okay, but still. He's gonna hold the snot out of it this time, see what happens. Gamepad sounded like it was gonna erupt. 220 is all, so the 1 second, that was a 60 that time. 100. Charged, 60. 3 Mississippi, 100. 5 Mississippi, 140. 6 Mississippi, 180. 10 Mississippi, 180. 220. You know, I think you're better off not having that. I truly do. You shoot off a 210 every time on the charge as opposed to all those lesser numbers. My advice, buy Supercharge, buy Mega Charge, and then if you take Golden Frenzy, don't buy Happiness as a golden gun. Just go straight to Bouncing Bullets and Golden Yamato. So, Bouncing Bullets, Golden Pistols, Bullets, Bounce Off Walls, that price is $14.08. This probably sounds weird and pointless to you. The issue is, like in SSA in particularly, this was a huge deal because you had so many, like the maps were like corridors and mine shafts and trenches and battlefields, and so you might not be able to get to the troll, but when you fire and the bullet bounces around and ricochets off everything, it was extremely valuable. And so you can basically just, you know, fire off when you're not even facing the enemy, and wind up dealing damage because of the bouncing bullets. So they still do the 15 to 23 though, but they do bounce now. Let's see if the charged ones will bounce. Yes, they do too. I thought I remembered that, wasn't sure because I honestly don't use them often. But 140. 180. So I still say don't buy that one upgrade. The start of this path, which is weird. I don't remember that in the past, but you know, based on Frino and Punk Shock, I'm not surprised. Anyway, Golden Yamato. This one is awesome. Charge up your golden pistols even longer to do maximum damage. Now this one you really have to charge it, but it's almost one of those, it's so ridiculously long of a charge time, you'd almost never just do it incidentally, but if you want to do it and you can set it up, it's very nice. Still 15, 23 there, 1 second, 60, 3 seconds, nothing, because we didn't hit it. 150, 400. Let's just go for the big money here. 180, which is weird. Anyway, now Golden Yamato. Let's count this. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi. Right when you start to see those like intense white sparks, that's when Yamato's ready. Basically 10 seconds we can call it. Here it goes. It's insane. It's really, really cool. Again, once you see the white come up, right there, it's ready to go. And it'll do the 250. Let's see if I can line it up with all three of the dummies. Oh, I prematurely capped that one. Alright, again, watch for the whites. Once that's there, now you're ready to go. So, good lord, the recoil on that. It doesn't look like it's quite long enough range to get all three of the dummies like some of our attacks. Actually, it did that time. So, 250 a dummy, I assume 250 to anything in there. That would obliterate a lot of things in this game. Yeah, so you can get all three of them. I mean, it's cutting it close. You have to be really close to that front dummy, but it still can do it. I mean, so from here to that third dummy, that's a significant distance, and particularly when you're shelling out 250 now. The machine gun, again, by the time you start to turn, it kind of runs out. So it's, what, 16 to 22, if I remember correctly? Of course we didn't see 24, 16 to 24. Say that, now we're going to get infinite ammo. Which, if you're a fan of this attack, this is an awesome soul gem. If you're not a fan of it, you know, kind of it was not a great soul gem. Anyway, infinite ammo, golden machine gun has unlimited ammo. It runs 2560. We'll go ahead and pick that up. It's exactly 2 a.m. now. Pop out of here. Now we'll set up, and basically what this allows you to do is just go to town. But note that you're still going to do the 16 to 24 damage. You can rotate everything along those lines. It's a neat attack. It just, I never really used it for some reason because this is just so much more efficient. In addition, when you do the machine gun, you're like stationary. You know, he can go 360 degrees, but like if I start it right here, I can go, you know, actually it's not letting me go full circle. I swear you used to. Okay, there he goes. So you can go full circle, but he's stuck there. Like he's in that position, he can only rotate the gun, which is a little bit of a problem. But if you're just firing these off with the bouncing bullets, I mean, you've got your full speed working for you. You can position yourself strategically. You can hide behind things and use walls and angles to hit. It's almost like a pool game or something. I just always found that, even though the damage is small, fully upgraded, just straight up damage on that's 15 to 23, which is like nothing. We've got characters coming out now that do that box stock completely. It's the fire rate that really accentuates that, and then the fact that they bounce. The machine gun, some of you might like it, you know, some of you might like Golden Yamato, but it takes forever to charge. Me personally, you know, I kind of just like winging it with Trigger Happy, going primary, button mashing, you know, old school. But now, we have one more thing here for Springtime Trigger Happy. It's something brand new to Swap Force. I've never seen it in person. It's called a Rocket Ride. While holding Y, that's the primary button here on the Wii U, press and hold A to charge up a golden rocket, then release to ride it as a missile. Price is $3,200. He'll have 119 left. Let's pick it up. Okay, we're gonna back out of here, and this should be awesome. So, while holding Y, press and hold A. So let's just do it out here in this grassy patch and see what happens. It's kind of awkward to do that. I have big hands. Oh wow, it was almost instantaneous, and I don't know how you're supposed to ride it. Huh. Right now I'm still holding Y and A down. I'm just kind of trying to get a grasp of this thing. Was that like a 75 and a 50 when it hit? So you gotta hold Y down first, you can't do the A. There's a 100 and 250s, and I thought that dummy had completely blown up. 50 and 50. The gun has to start charging when you get into it. 100. So it looks like if you could set it up, like maybe if I can make it to the second dummy, we should do 100 when we cruise through the first one, and then 50 on the second impact and 50 on explosion. 100 allows a 75 and a 50, so I guess 50 to 75 on the back side. There's probably a critical for that too. It's a shame you can't ride it a little bit longer, is the only thing I can really say negative. Dadgum. And it is awkward for me to do it anyway. Maybe if you have smaller hands it's easier. But play around with it a little bit more. 150, 75, we've seen that number a lot. A series of numbers, I should say. 150, 50, so I'm going to assume that the 75 is either the critical number for the second hit or the explosion. I'm not quite sure which. I say explosion because you've got hit 1, hit 2, and then when he tosses it, I'm thinking that it like explodes the rocket. Let's charge this to Yamato's point, which is now, and I'm gonna do the rocket and see if we get increased damage. No. It went a long way that time though. Speaking of that, let's come down here and see what happens. I don't know if the stairs will interfere or not. So 50 and 50, you know, there. So you can release Y and still hold A, and it will make it ride. If you release A, I think it looks like you can release one but not both. That was releasing Y only, and it clearly worked. I'll try releasing A only. Let me try that again. That actually shot off on its own. Wow, that was Y. This is really awkward. Plus, I've been playing the X-Bone version, and the buttons are backwards. So released Y, and now we're going to try releasing A. You can't release A apparently. I'm going to release A and we just dismount completely. However, if I release Y, this stays on the rocket and you fire. So 100 on the initial impact, 50 to 75 on the second. I'm guessing there will be a critical tied in with this one on the 100. I just don't know when or if we will ever see it. It's obviously we've spent a lot of time and I haven't seen it just yet, so nonetheless it's pretty cool. I mean, it looks just like the figure, which I'm always a fan of that. Again, I just almost wish that you could like, I understand it would blow up when you hit something, but I really wish I could like just fly around on it and to the point that I, you know, do hit something. Nonetheless, can't complain too much. Only issue I have, it seemed like Happiness as a golden gun kind of was a downgrade from Golden Mega Charge. I could be wrong, but based on my numbers and what I remember, that's definitely the case. But nonetheless, this is Springtime Trigger Happy. He is fully upgraded. Since I was a little bit short on cash there at the beginning, you actually got to see him go into an arena challenge and kind of pick up some loot there. Interestingly, well, I guess that cash wouldn't have come since this is a return deal. He can almost do a spiral jump. He's got like a really slow descent time, I've just kind of noticed. You know, like usually you'd have a character jump up and down and they might be able to like turn like that. But check this out, he can do like almost a 720. 360, yeah. That's crazy. Anyway, that's just something kind of cool I noticed there. Not sure anyone else cares about that. But again, springtime trigger happy. Hopefully you land him today for Easter. And definitely enjoy him. That springtime hat, it may look cheesy or lame to you, but it is very cool. Plus 40 health, plus 12 speed. As you know, I'm a big fan of the speed edition, so I can't say anything bad about it. Rocket Ride, pretty cool. 100 with 50 to 75. And again, there is probably a critical number on the hit, and there might actually be one on the, assuming the explosion is 50 and then it's turning into the critical 75, I would have to assume that the rocket grazing enemies at 150 could subsequently be critical as well. Don't hold me to that, but I did never see it tonight. But nonetheless, 150 to 75, somewhere in that range there. And again, only kind of discrepancy I've got is it seemed like Happiness as a Golden Gun kind of hurt what we had going with Golden Mega Charge. So, I don't know, I guess I could take... Actually, let me check that out. We should be able to come back in here and have the option of switching paths. Yeah, you can just change upgrade path there, so I might actually, I guess I'll keep this guy. Obviously I wanted him to have this path, but I'll keep him as is, and then what I will do when I come in with my standard Big Bang Trigger Happy, I'll come in and I might actually take the base upgrades and compare it, and then if it's actually better, I guess I would switch paths down to here or reset the character. I've never actually switched paths, but if you have to buy the upgrades every time, I could just switch down to you know, golden money bags and then switch back and then just simply not buy Happiness as a Golden Gun, you know, the very first one, and then he'd be a better character possibly. So I'll figure something out there, but you can switch paths with him as expected, so that's good news. Springtime Trigger Happy, very cool, perfect for Easter. I said it before, I'll say it again, I cannot think of a character that I think would be better suited for the pastel Easter treatment than Springtime Trigger Happy, so, or Trigger Happy in general, and then put him on the rocket, it just works beautifully. That said, I will try to get this edited. This turned out to be really long, which is again kind of why that 3-video format's nice. This one was in part long, just I kind of had that issue there with Happiness as a Golden Gun, and we double check and like triple check everything. So nonetheless, thanks for watching. Make sure to take that link at the top of the video description box. It will take you to a post dedicated to Springtime Trigger Happy. You'll see damage numbers for both of his paths eventually. Obviously right now just Golden Frenzy, unless I bust out an old one and, you know, assume it'll be same across the board. But nonetheless, you'll eventually see upgrade numbers for everything, damaged output, everything like that, and it'll ultimately help you pick the best path for your Trigger Happy. Now that said, if you don't want to wait for me to do Big Bang Trigger Happy down golden money bags, go back into SSA or Giants. You can watch my upgrade pass there. That'll kind of give you a feel for things. So keep that in mind. Again, thanks for watching. Take that link. It'll help you out. oneofwisdom.com. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. I'm going to get off of here, start editing these videos, probably come in, either get some cash for the next in line to upgrade, or more than likely work on the hard file on the X-Bone, and I'll take it from there while these videos edit edit, upload, render, all that jazz. So main thing though, and I can't stress enough, springtime trigger happy, perfect for Easter. And on that note, I hope all of you have a great Easter. If you didn't land this guy, don't worry. Probably going to be plenty of them, still coming in on trucks and everything. So that said, if you want him and you didn't get him, I would advise that you get him as soon as possible in the event that that's not the case, or he becomes like a hot commodity, something along those lines. I have still seen a few Jolly Bumble Blasts, so that bodes well for the first theory there. But keep in mind, if you see it and you want it, you're probably best to get it that way. You pay retail or get a sale price, as opposed to having to pay tons of money for something that's worth fractions of what you paid for it. So that said, he's really cool, looks hilarious in the game. I feel like Golden Frenzy is the perfect path for him. Just the pastel colors make him that much more hilarious to me. And again, that ties in well, in my opinion, with Golden Frenzy. So like I said, Wow Pal's pretty cool there. We got him all maxed out and upgraded for you. And once again, happy Easter. Hope everyone has a great time, and we will catch you back here for our continuation in the Swap Force upgrade videos.